Yes, people, and welcome back to Normski TV. Hopefully, I will be showing up on the screen. Yes, I am up there. Big up to everybody. Please, if you're new, subscribe, hit that like button. We are on the road to 1K. I did have 925, and I've just noticed I've dropped down to 924. But listen, it is what it is. I ain't complaining. I've got a great community out there. Some people might not find my content their cup of tea, but it is what it is. Hopefully, I will be joined by Money Ez. Big D can't make it on tonight. Just tucked up in bed. So just wish him all the best. Just recuperating everything. You know what I mean? These winter nights, and you know how it goes. Sometimes you eat the wrong food and it doesn't go down too well. So just shout out, Big D. Get well soon. Get well soon, and get over that little tummy bug that you have got. But listen, we are gonna get into the show tonight. There's a lot to talk about. Massive game tonight. The Carabao Cup is on. We're away. First leg of the semi-finals going away to Chelsea. They have a new manager in Liam Rossino, a guy that seems to be full of confidence. I've seen him a couple of times. I've seen his press conferences. He seems quite self-assured. He's got the gift of the gab. I'm not going to lie. He's got the gift of the gab like his dad. Guy that used to play for Hull Brighton, a number of teams. He's managed a couple of clubs, Strasbourg being his last club, under the parenthood of Chelsea. He's now left there. And now he's the head honcho at Chelsea, getting a new role there. 6.5-year deal. Wow. You know what I mean? Obviously, is he going to be happy with this guy? Is he the one that's going to get them over the line? And tonight, on the menu, what we've gotten tonight, hopefully when Ez comes on, we're going to be looking at the FA Cup fallouts over the weekend. Obviously, some of the Premier League games that concern our various clubs. A little bit of ref watch, if there's any to talk about. Bit of a controversy yesterday with the Newcastle Man City game. Was Haaland interfering? Listen, interfering or not, I mean, to me, it looked like a decent, good enough goal. Semenyo, bro. Listen, man, he's going to be a problem, guys. Semenyo is going to be a problem for us. They've signed him, and listen, he's scored now. That's 2 goals. Could have been 3 in 2 games. He scored in his debut in the FA Cup. Beating them, was it Exeter City 10-1? I think it was Exeter City. Correct me if I'm wrong. Put it in the chat. I can't remember. But it was a team that just got slapped, proper slapped. And yeah, so we're going to be talking about the game over the weekends. No new manager bounce from the Red Devils. Surely, being out of both cups, they make the Champions League. You know what I mean? Carrick now has become their interim manager, and we're going to be talking a little bit about that. Just get Ez's views on that as well. I've got none of the Man United mans in. JP can't make it. That's big up JP. I've not heard from Kofi Slot. Not heard from Chile. He might be in the chat, but it'd be nice to see him on the screen. You know what I mean? I paid the man enough money to come on here, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But look, before we go into it, let's just go through the chat. And as ever, Kwaja always in there first time. The Perez of our mods. Big up Normski in the panel, full of legends in the chat. Good evening, everyone. And smash those likes, subscribe to the channel as you enter. Big up. Gavin's just saying big up to Normski and the panel. Martin Tap, big up to you, Normski. Thank you very much, Martin. Appreciate that. And just saying big up to Martin Tap from Gavin. Martin Tap just responding. You know the score, guys. You know the score. AFC, big up to you always, man. I haven't seen you for a little while, but big up Doku and Semenyo. They're gonna give our fullbacks when we go to them. That's why we needed to do what we needed to do against Liverpool and get a nice buffer. But it was an absolute stink fest on Thursday night. 0-0 draw. All Arsenal came to do in that game was not to lose. Yeah, people talk about they had no shots on targets. We had 4 shots on targets, but they were the closest to scoring. Our eyes tell us because why? Conor Bradley hits the bar. And the other situation is with Conor Bradley getting chucked off the pitch. Now he's out for the season. What are your thoughts on that as well? Martinelli, you've been a very naughty boy, but, you know, listen, Arteta's going to stick up for the guy at the end of the day. He's going to stick up for the guy, and that's what it is. Martin Tapp just saying, hopefully he won't be on the wrong end of a manager bounce tonight. Listen, I don't want to be. I don't want to be. I'll just go on there. Liam Rossinho, after a winning start, obviously they beat Charlton 4-1 or 5-1, I believe. Seems like he backs himself. Will he take Chelsea to the next level? That's another question, guys. Will Liam Rossinho take Chelsea to the next level? And I suppose that's something I'll be asking Ez when he comes on. He's just looking after the little young one, and I get it. And Junior, big up to you. I know you're going to be going out later to go and watch the game with your friends down the old boozer. Listen, we need to go and win that game, guys. We have to win that game. We can't go to Chelsea tonight and start being cautious. But you know, Mikel Arteta, that's what he does. That's what he does. He's got PTSD from 22-23 season. And ever since then, we have not done what we were meant to have done. Do you know what I mean? Quadra with his second account. William Saliba and Leonard Trossard start for Arsenal, so that's good. Look, Arteta talked about it in his press conference. Tried to play the mind games. Look, they're available by the looks of it. And so hopefully, Quadra, you will be getting at the team news and putting it in the chat so we can see who is the rest of the starters. You know what I mean? Now, a lot of people have been talking about 12 years ago. Let me just read this one. 12 years ago, Mikel Arteta, Liam Rossinho played in the FA Cup, Arsenal 3-2. And I'll tell you what, in that game, mate, I remember watching that game and thinking, oh no, when they scored 2-0 up, you're thinking, we're not going to get back. Like, big up, Santi Cazorla, big up, Aaron Ramsdale. Oh, listen, big up. We win the game 3-2. We win the game 3-2 and win the FA Cup. And maybe that was a time for Arsene Wenger to maybe hang up his boots and say enough is enough. But he decided to stay on a little bit longer. And as a result of that, people ran him out of the club. Literally run him out of the club. AFC just saying big up to Martin Tapp. Literally run him out of the club. And it's such a shame, guys. It is such a shame. But yeah, tonight, yeah, we're facing Chelsea. We have to go there and win. So listen, look, without further ado, let me just bring in Ez. I think he's just sorting out his camera. I can't see him at the moment. So as soon as I see his camera come on, I will bring him into the studios. But yeah, whilst he's sorting himself out, 7 likes so far. Come, let's get those likes up, people. Let's get those likes up. He's just dropped out, so I'll be looking out for him when he comes in. So yeah, it's massive. It's absolutely massive tonight. You know, we haven't done too well in our semi-finals, and it's just not good enough. Do you know what I mean? It really ain't good enough. So we will be addressing our record in the 8 semi-finals that we played. You know what I mean? Losing 6 and drawing 2. Not good enough. Not good enough. So this one will be probably our 9th. You know, last season losing out to Newcastle, who look like they're going to be on their way out, mate. You know, Man City beat them 2-0. Listen, Newcastle had a load of chances. Hit the post a couple of times, hit the woodwork a couple of times, but just couldn't finish their dinner. And let me just bring in Ez. Big up to you.
Big up Normski. Big up everybody.
Big up. Yeah. Ez. Listen, we're gonna be obviously talking about the game tonight, talking about your new manager, whether you'll get a new manager bounce and all of that. I'm gonna address a little bit of Man United, talk a little bit about Man United. I just want to get off this platform as quick as you do to go and watch the big game tonight.
Exactly.
Chelsea against Arsenal, first leg of the Carabao Cup. And look, Liam Rossinho gets his first win at the weekend against Charlton. I'm not going to lie, we could talk about that, and we'll talk about some of the FA Cup upsets. But off to a good start, winning 5-1. Charlton did give him a little bit of trouble. That player, I can't remember, he's the number 11 for them. Can't remember his name. Big bloke, right? But he was giving some trouble to Badisphere, and he got an early card. He got an early card, yellow card, and you thought, all right, you know, they're quite physical, they're quite direct.
Yeah.
But listen, at the end of the day, they always say cream rises to the top. Ato with a lovely opening goal, because it was like towards I mean, if they could have held out till half time, you know, maybe the scoreline, wouldn't be so big. But listen, as soon as that goal goes in, head drops. And yeah, Liam gets off to his first start. You know what I mean? So what did you think of the game? And obviously, who have you got in the fourth round?
We got Hull City. It's a script.
Oh, he's going back to his old. That's crazy. Yeah, that's absolutely. Yeah, no, that's crazy, bro. Yeah,
that. What's the chances? But that is that's our fixture. Which, let's have it right. I'm not getting too ahead of myself with us beating Charlton. He should be winning that if he's anything to sort of make a case that he's ready to manage a big team.
Yeah.
But
he looked relieved. He looked quite relieved when the goal went in.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean, right, with anything, but at the end of the day, he gets it over the line. That's the main thing. You know what I mean?
He had a good look at all the players. He made lots of subs, made lots of rotation as well. So, he's got to find his 11. This is still Maresca's team, which he basically said. He said Maresca's coached this team, and I can see his coaching in them. So he basically, in other words, I'm trying to teach them my way, and they're still doing things his way, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I think he's saying that where he's not going to change too much, like in the immediate. That's why I don't necessarily expect to see a different team tactically tonight against you. Let's have it right. Should be beating Charlton. We should be beating Hull in the next round. So yeah, that so far so good for Liam. Let's see what happens tonight, Norms. Let's see. I've got my own little theory about tonight, and I think.
Look, I spoke about it earlier on before you come on, and I was saying there's a level of confidence about Liam. Now, I don't know if it's something that he's putting on. It's just something that he does. His dad's quite confident as well. You know what I mean? And he said, listen, he can put him. He said he can go up against any manager. He respects the managers. You know what I mean? But he doesn't fear none of them. And I suppose the question I'm asking you is, can Liam take you to the next level? And not only that, the other interesting thing is, and I've got a couple of stats that you might have looked at his own stats as well, but there are a couple of stats that maybe you should be concerned about in terms of his win ratio and stuff like that. Look, he got sacked from Hull because the owner didn't like his style of football. He said he had his own philosophy on football. It didn't really tie in with what he wanted, and he spent two seasons there. And essentially, he's saying he's a good manager and everything. He said he's a good manager and all that, but just that they didn't meet in the middle because he wanted to see more attacking football, and he felt that Liam was playing maybe too reserved. The football was a little bit too reserved for his liking. In terms of just looking at when he was playing for Hull City, in terms of his win percentage, 34. He played managed 78 games, 27 wins, 28 draws, 23 losses, a win percentage of 34.62. So that was his win percentage. Obviously, when he was with Derby County, he was just an interim manager. It was less games, so he had a sort of bigger win percentage. And then off to Strasbourg, where they were playing really bad. He got them. I think did he get them into Champions? No, he got them to the Conference League. I think it was the Conference League he got them into.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm trying to say? So what I liked is that he's gone about it the right way in terms of his managerial career, not just going and getting the big job, because literally, around about the same age as Mikel Arteta. I think Mikel Arteta is a couple of years older than him. Played in the same era and obviously played in the same FA Cup final. And his journey, say Derby, he took over from Wayne interim, then he got moved on from there, and so on and so on and so on and so on. And now he's got this big, massive job, 6.5 years. yeah, I suppose the question I'm asking you: can Liam take you to the next level? And have you been really impressed with him so far? In terms of not, I mean, you haven't seen enough of it because it's only Charlton, so it's very hard to make. Big up, Bright Thief, every time, man. Big up to you.
Yeah, I'm team news. I'm not necessarily impressed with anything he's done on the field for Chelsea or anything, but I'm impressed in the way he carries himself. He's not looking like a Graham Potter, for example, which he was underwhelming, if anything, underwhelming.
Right.
He said he's going to make.
Can you see that in his body language? What sort of, before he even spoke a word or even managed or coached, what was it about Graham Potter? When you compare both characters and their personality, what is it that you saw? What's the difference between Liam and Graham Potter?
Yeah, I think what I'm seeing in Liam is a confidence thing. You know, he doesn't. He's made it clear he's not a yes man. Right. He's made it very clear that he's going to make the decisions at this club regarding the players and all the stuff that the media has been saying about Maresca, and he couldn't do this and he couldn't do that. What gives me confidence is that he's already managed in this leadership with our sister club.
Yeah.
So, and although he hasn't done anything that's won any silver or anything like that, he's done well over there in France. That's a team that no one spoke about, Strasbourg, and you know, to get them into Europe for the first time in however long, I think maybe in several years. And he was flirting with Europa League all by a few points. And so, you know, he's clearly going in the right direction. And I'm kind of going with, he's done nothing to make me feel excited about him, but I'm optimistic though. I'm optimistic in the sense where, you know, every big manager that we know became big somewhere. Yeah. And he hasn't done anything yet to tell me that he's not ready. Equally, he hasn't done enough to tell me that he is ready. Time will tell. And he's speaking the right talk. The players seem to like him. He's handled the media very well. Unlike, as I said, I really feel like they walked over Potter. And I feel like the players will play for him. He's that kind of guy. The players will play for him. I think even tonight, I think you're going to see Chelsea work harder than you.
Oh, yeah. I can see that. And he said something that he said he wants to see them pressing from the front. He wants hard work from them. So you're playing at home, for crying out loud. That's one of, you know what I mean? You're going to see work rate from these guys.
I think so. I think that's what, and it's if Arsenal can get past that and beat us in quality, and you are more stable than us in terms of managerial, in terms of you guys know what your jobs are, you know what your teammates, you know. So I personally think I think you're going to see Chelsea work hard. The result depends on if you can bypass that. If you can bypass that with your quality, with your unity as a group, and get past that. So yeah, it will. That's what I think about tonight. And I'm excited about it. I want to see if Liam can rise to this sort of test. Because by beating Arsenal today will be a bit of a statement if we win.
Yeah, because look, I think that the last time we lost there was 2018. Yeah, so it's a long time ago. So we have got a good record at your ground, albeit some draws, some wins.
Yeah.
You know, again, a couple of games ago we drew to 10 men Chelsea, and the fact maybe you should have probably won the game. You know, we didn't try to go win it. Reece James running that midfield, and listen, you haven't got Caicedo tonight. I'm just going to bring up your team news. So basically, this is the team news for both, and I'm glad. I'm glad and I'm not glad because obviously we've got issues with our players, injuries and stuff like that. So MLS, I was worried about MLS starting tonight, especially up against Estevar or Pedro. So it looks like what Mikel Arteta has done is it looks like he's going to play Ben White at right back and Timber at left back. That's by the looks of it. Because just looking at the team news, Kepa in goal. That's the only change. White, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, Zubamendi, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard. So we've gone with a very strong side. I need Gokres to bang. I need him to bang tonight because the knives are so much out on this guy. And look, as I say, it's the system for me. 20% Gok, 80% the system Arteta. Now people are calling for Havertz to come back. People are calling for Jesus to come back. These are two players, that people wanted to go or were glad to see the back of. You know what I mean? Jesus, they couldn't wait. They were going to open to sell him in January. Do you know what I'm trying to say? The reason why we was calling for a striker was because Havertz just couldn't hit a barn door. So it's one of those things. I'm just looking at your side. You've got Sanchez in goal. Yeah. What do you feel? How do you feel about that, Sanchez in goal?
It's our best keeper. I'm changing my views on him, to be honest. He's settled a bit. He's made some outstanding saves. If his name was Alisson or Edison, or Martinez, he would be rated this season. Yeah. He's made close to no mistakes, like usual. Yeah. I still think there's a mistake in him, but compared to last season and the season before, he's actually settled since that Club World Cup. So I don't look at Sanchez as a bad name on the team sheet anymore, like I once did. So
okay, so you're in terms of your formation, what you got? Because obviously you got Chalobah, Fofana, Ajapong, Cucurella. Enzo looks like he's going to play alongside Santos, Estevar, João Pedro, Neto, and Gay. Now that's your 11, isn't it?
It is.
11. So your setup is Enzo and Andre going to sort of be like a double pivot or one's?
I think that'll be a double pivot. I think Enzo will bomb forward. Santos will play the Caicedo role. Yeah. You've got probably João Pedro in the 10.
Okay. And then Gay. So Gay is going to play.
Guy's the main striker.
How do you pronounce the name? Is it Gay or Gui?
He said it right once. I can't remember. But I kind of say Gui.
Gui. I think let's just go with Gui.
Yeah, because it confuses with Gay from Crystal Palace. So I'll just say Gui.
So Kai. I know Kai said are James and Palmer not in the squad? Is that going to be an issue?
I would have liked James to be in the squad. James was in training, so but
he did come out and say they asked him, and he said, "Look, I'm still managing their minutes," which is good. You know what I mean? Because he's not going to just say, "Yeah." So
good management.
That's good.
And he's trusting the squad. He's trusting the squad. I speak about it every time. Chelsea spent a lot of money. We've got to lean on these players.
And we've got a strong bench. You look at our bench, Ed.
That your bench is very strong. I feel like you should have gone stronger. Even if you win, I think you should have gone stronger.
When you say you should have gone stronger, what are you saying there? Because I thought that 11 was apart from Kepa. I thought
Kepa for one. Okay. I think Marino is.
Sorry, let me put that back.
Yeah, Marino is a better fit for this team, in my opinion.
Where though? Where?
Striker. A striker. Oh. He does the business. I don't really care if he's an out and out striker or not. You look better when he plays there than Gok. Now you're waiting for this to click with Gok. How long do you wait? Okay. Do you know what I even would say? Kai Havertz would be stronger than Gok right now, even though he's not match fit.
He's just come back.
I know, but I saw the difference with Kai Havertz being on for 5-10 minutes the other day. Yeah.
How about Mug? Get on here, mate. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you're complimenting me or cheering me on there.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Big up, Julio. Big up the time.
And I still think Eze in your team is. I know he's been in on and off in terms of form, but Eze is
over what Odegaard?
Odegaard right now. Right now, Odegaard is an underrated player, by the way. What he does for Arsenal is probably not rated because it's not goals and assists, but he's underrated and he looks sharper than he was. So I really respect what Odegaard does in your system. But right now, Eze should be getting more game time than he is. But it's not a weak team you put out. It's not a weak team. Oh yeah, Kepa. That's no real firepower. I'm anxious for you. Yeah, I'm anxious for you. Kepa will make, in
that Portsmouth game in the FA Cup. I mean, the goal that we conceded in the first 2-3 minutes, he's parried it right in front of the player. You know, he's got. I mean, Raya's making one of those saves, he's going to push it away as far away from the attacking opposition player.
Kepa has the.
He's a good shot stopper. Is he a good shot stopper?
Nah.
No.
Nah. If anything, he's decent with his feet.
Yeah.
But nah.
I mean, it looks like he. I mean, I'm assuming that Arteta is going to like play him right the way through, unless if we do make it to the finals, then Raya will probably come back in.
Yeah, that's probably been the agreement. It's probably been the agreement. You know, Pep used to do this all the time, and Arteta's Pep's student, isn't he? Where he has a cup keeper, and the cup keeper plays right up until you get to the sort of serious business point. Yeah. And I reckon Arteta doesn't even mind if he gets knocked out of this cup. He's got bigger fish to fry.
See, this is where I'll take exception to that, Ez. Yes, it's all about saying bigger fish to fry and all of that thing, but it's important. Look, Mourinho, Pep, these guys, these were the first cups that they've won to get them going. So we've been chasing the Premier League now in the last 3 years and have not been successful. Yeah. We've been in, if we look at the semi-finals now, I mean, look, this is Arteta. This is his record in that semi-finals. 6, 8 semi-finals, of which 2 were draws and the rest losses. 2 goals scored, only scoring twice. So it is a problem. I don't want it to be a problem. I don't want to be, winning off these cups, because I think it's important that we win a trophy to give us the bounce. Listen, we're 6 points clear of Man City and Aston Villa at the moment. Yeah, we had that game the other day against Liverpool at home. That was the hope that we was gonna get the 8-point buffer, so that obviously going into these games but because he's gonna have to chop and change. We've got this game. We've then got Inter Milan. We've got Nottingham Forest away. We've got Inter Milan. A lot of compact games. Arteta needs to manage and rotate the side properly. In this situation now, we've got Mosquera out. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. There's no news. There's not a lot of people talking about it, but it looks like he's going to be out for a period of time. Calafiori's got a muscle injury. What that is, I don't know. So we're in a situation now where he's had to move things around. He obviously doesn't trust MLS, and to be honest, the last few games he has been terrible. He is absolutely. I saw him against Portsmouth. I saw him when he came on against Liverpool, when Ankipai had to come off. He was terrible. It's just like he never kicked a ball before. Do you know what I mean? And I feel sorry for him. Yeah, and I feel sorry for him because he really is a midfielder. Do you know what I mean? What's his name is gone now. Mertestacker's gone after 15 years with the club as director of football. He's gone to pastures new. I don't know. Why is he gone? Is he because the players that he's developing, as soon as they come to the first team, Arteta decides he's going to do something else. I'm just putting it out there. Yeah, people in the chat, what do you reckon? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I'm just saying. I'll just say we'll all come out in his memoirs. It will come out in his memoirs, Ed. It will come out. It will come out in his memoirs. But as I said, we haven't got a great record in semi-finals. Last season against Newcastle, looked like they're going to be out. Yasser, big up Yasser every time, man. And again, congratulations on your 1K. I was watching your 1K celebration show, so big up to you. I'm 924. Get those burner accounts out and get them burner accounts out, people, and get me to 1K. But big up, no Reese, Gusto Delap, Gittins in the squad. So look, I still don't trust us. Do you know what I mean? I just think Arteta could go there and try not to lose. And do you know what I'm going to say? I think that's it. Martin Tapp just says Eze is more a match winner, granted, but in Arteta's eyes, Odegaard off the ball is more secure. When no trigger the press, we off the ball more consistent. Yeah. The thing about Eze, right, Ez, is that when you see him on the pitch, he just looks languid. He doesn't like he's. I've always said, apart from the Man City game where he set up to get the 1-1 draw, Martinelli, the Crystal Palace game, the game where he scored a hat-trick against Tottenham, it's just like we want him to impose himself. And we knew that anytime Odegaard comes back, that place is secure for him. And I just don't see him. I don't see him being uprooted from that. I just think that Eze needs to do more. and I'm not seeing it at the moment. I'm not seeing it at all.
I think that this is the problem. If we want to have like a tactical conversation on these shows, we can do that. I don't know if everyone's interested, but like this is where I sort of believe that there's system players and there's players that are expressionists, where you lead them to their instinct, you know, and you almost don't ruin your tactical setup too much by letting this particular player be expressive. And the thing is, Arsenal are very controlled football, and every piece has to work in order for the whole system to work. And therefore, you take a player like Eze, who is an expression player that's always been allowed to be able to do this at Palace, where he's not sort of rigid in terms of on the ball, off the ball. He's give him the ball, let him do the magic, right? Arsenal, you can't do that. City, you can't do that. I feel like that's why Eze had a great start. He was playing off still the instinct.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And therefore he was doing things that perhaps other players are like, wow, whoa, we don't play that ball over the top first time. Remember how we got the assist the last minute now and again? We don't do that here, but you know what? It's worked. Arteta will rein that in and go, listen, yeah, that's all worked in that, but you have to play my way or you don't play.
I mean, he wants him to work hard. I think he's been punished after Aston Villa game. He played him at left wing back. Where he looked like he was at left wing back because obviously Matty Cash scores the goal off of him, and he wasn't defensively aware of what was going on and seeing what was going on there. And I think maybe from that game, just had a looking at all. He gets the full game. He played the full game for Portsmouth. I'm sure, he played the full game for Portsmouth. Even in that game, it's Portsmouth. I want to see something for you.
I want to see something, yeah, of course.
But go on.
What I was going to say is, I think he's a good wild card to have. He might not start every week, but he's a good wild card to have to say, look, actually, this is the sort of game when we need a bit of instinct, a bit of, we're not going to be able to coach every kick of the ball, and we need to unlock a low block or something like that. Go and do what you do best, and don't worry about that. And I'm glad somebody agrees here. I feel like there are some players like that, and that's why I'm going to watch Semenyo closely at City now, because in Bournemouth, where I'm not saying they don't play, any high level football, but he's been allowed to be almost the main guy, and you kind of give him that license to do what he needs to do. If he loses the ball, we know he's going to save us. And whereas in Pep has been known to punish some of the world's best.
Yeah, we've seen it. We've seen it.
Really, you know what I'm saying?
Man punished when he was at Barcelona. Man punished Thierry Henry. Man told him to stay out. Man scores the goal. Yeah, man says, right, come off. I told you to stay wide, and you didn't.
This is it. And you know, I agree because I get it. You know, you're the manager and your rule and your way. But there's a level of madness beside it when you're profiling these players. You should know that. I'm someone that's just watching from my TV at home, and I can see that. And just because I know a thing or two, and we can see that, should I say, as collective. Maybe Arsenal believed he could still be developed, and maybe that's what they're doing. You know, they're going to develop him to fit into their system, and then we're going to see the better version of Eze. Whereas someone like Ødegaard, we're almost critical of him because he's not expressionist. He doesn't express himself enough. He's too safe. But Arteta goes, you know, I'm Pep.
He does that.
You know, I'm Pep would as well. You know, some of the basic things that we're going, well, why is he not? You know, they're going, that's what we worked on all week, and you've done and delivered that. And you know, I look, I think Eze is a let's see, but let's not forget the player he is. And
how do you think he's feeling? How do you think? You play football and whatever. How do you think he's feeling within himself? In the sense that, you know, is his dream club, boyhood club, played for them in the academy, left, came back, big ovation for him and everything, 60 plus million spent on him, only to hold bench, and only be used sparingly when, you know, I don't know when legs are tired, but even saying that, sometimes, as I said, for 4 or 5 games straight, the guy didn't come on.
Yeah, I think
you know what I mean.
It's a steep learning curve when you move clubs. It's a steep learning curve. New culture, although it's your dream boyhood club, you're not in the day-to-day reality of that. The fan base goes up 4 or 5 times. The pressure, you know, when he's coming home to chill out with the missus and all of them things, and she's going, all these people following me on Instagram, and there's lots that go off the pitch that we don't even get, right? And what I'm saying to all of this is, I think steep learning curve. I think he's now going from being the main man to perhaps a team player, and that's also humbling. But he's a humble person, and I feel like his story about how he made it into football, I don't think he'll be questioning himself too much. I think he'll be working out how to prove.
You think he'll just get his head down?
Oh, yeah. He's gone through the hardest part of his career. The hardest part. He's done that. This is now the part where I think he will put his head down, and it will just be whether it can all click. And if it doesn't, football is just ruthless. He'll go somewhere else and do the business.
And that's the thing, because you're just looking at that and thinking, "Wow, all that money." But listen, under maybe another manager, a more expressive manager, because we know Arteta is very cautious when it comes to how he plays and how he sets his side out. 4-3-3, predictable, very build up, slow build up, and all of that, blah blah blah. And that's really annoying. And I kind of want to address the game against Liverpool where we had the chance. Liverpool, who didn't have another natural nine, played a false nine in Verts. People will say that we had GA, we had more shots than them. They had no shots on target. But who, with your eyes, who looked the closest to scoring? Conor Bradley. He hits the crossbar.
Well, that was first half, wasn't it? But second half. Second half, they were all over you. You didn't look threatening. And this is a Liverpool that are there to go and kick them. They're not sure about themselves, Liverpool, not at all. So I am reserved, because if we want to talk about Arteta, Liverpool are questioning Slot, and he just delivered the thing that you're chasing. He just delivered the thing you're chasing.
But that's called standards.
Oh, no, it is standard.
Alonso, Madrid, 8 months there, brother.
Wait, no, hold on a minute, though. Hold on a minute. I've got my own opinion about Real Madrid. Okay, Real Madrid, that Real Madrid team, they're frauds, all of them. That's not the Galacticos. They're not the Galacticos. No way. They're not the Galacticos that we used to watch with Kaká and Ronaldo and Bale and all these other Ozil and all them man there. These are not the Galacticos. I'm not having. They've got Højsund from Bournemouth playing.
Oh my God! Højsund, no. That's a Robert. That one's a Robert.
I don't know how. And they've set a manager that went 30 odd games unbeaten to win their league, taking it from Bayern. They've made him look like an average manager. And don't forget, before him, Ancelotti lost his way there. And I think their recruitment hasn't been the best. They've got him back.
Can I ask you a question?
Go on.
You mentioned
that's on this tangent, yeah.
I'm just going to ask you a question. I want to see what you think. Is Arteta a better tactician than Ancelotti?
Yes.
Why do you say that?
What he's not is not a better man manager.
I know that. I get that.
He's a world-class man manager.
Ancelotti is a world-class manager.
Yeah.
So you're saying that I was watching a show today.
Yeah.
And the guy said Arteta's a tactical genius.
Yeah.
What is his tactics, Ed? What's Arteta's tactics?
Well, you need a longer show.
Okay. We're talking now. Talk to me.
You need a longer show. No, but
what's his tactics?
If you want to talk about it, in short, he controls, he nullifies.
He controls, he nullifies.
He controls, he nullifies. In every case of the word, his players, the way you play.
Do you think he does in-game? Does he change things in-game? I've watched.
He changes subtle things. He changes subtle things.
Those subtle things I see him do is do like for like, and nothing changes.
No. He does subtle things, because at the end of the day, you've got an ethos and you believe in it, and he believes that his way is the best way with what he's got. Yeah, he's built this team with.
So you're saying hands down, he's better than Carlo Ancelotti.
Yeah. He's better now. Okay. Once upon a time, Ancelotti would have been better, but in terms of the evolvement, Ancelotti never evolved with the time of football. Just like we might say about a lot of
managers of that era. But I think Alex Ferguson, all of them guys. I mean, Alex Ferguson used to get his guys to go and coach it. He's a great manager.
He's upstairs in the office. Yeah.
He's great. But the thing
100%.
is, a lot of these modern day managers, as they say, I saw when they done the sacking of that Nancy guy from Celtic, and there was another sacking of Amorim and something, and they
Yeah.
all had their little tactician board, like pretending they're playing drafts.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on.
But wait, hold on a minute.
Hold on. Trophies, brother.
Talking about Ancelotti, Arteta, help me out. When you went home and away to the Burnout last season, you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about it, Nose. Who was the gaffer? Who was the gaffer?
As I was absolutely pleased with what we did.
Who was the gaffer though?
2 top-class free kicks.
No. Home and away.
2 top-class free kicks.
At home, but what happened away?
So Arteta beats Real Madrid home and away.
Yes.
And
Ancelotti home and away.
Ancelotti
home and away.
Where did he get us?
No, the point. We're talking about, you wanting to ask about me about, is Arteta tactically better than Ancelotti? Fair enough if you beat him at home by 2 free kicks, yeah? That was one match. What was his response tactically to go and get him back at home at the Bernabeu? You guys being away. Ancelotti had no response. He gifted you. In fact, you gifted them their goal. I remember Vinicius Jr., Saliba horrible pass. I remember it like he used my club. I remember it's like Arsenal was my team. I was furious that Saliba did that. Yeah, I don't even support you. I was like, what is this? What is this?
PT, I don't know, bro. You have to ask him. Bro.
No. You Arsenal fans, right now, give me a case that right now, I'm not talking about what he's done in the past. Just as of today, Ancelotti is better than.
Can I ask you a question? All right, I'll tell you this now. I'll take Ancelotti all day long.
Of course, because of his trophies. Like I'll take Jose Mourinho back right now because of what he's done in the past. Yeah,
right.
But as of right now, both of them man there are not. Yes, man, big up. Both of them man there are not proven as to how they can stand up in modern day football. You guys have told me about Emery. Emery just got battered 4-1 by you, man. You lot can't tell me why. I'm not talking about what these men have done in the past. You know, trust me, Arteta can't sit at the table when we're talking about trophies. Arteta cannot talk about this, but as of right now, give these.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to tell you what Arteta is. Yeah. He's a Ferrari. Yeah. That has no engine.
Don't use my analogies now. This is my analogy from last week.
It's a Ferrari that don't have no engine, and then you got the vintage one down the road, and when you switch that on, and that purrs over nicely. He looks the part. Yes, he looks the part. He looks the part, brother.
Listen,
we ain't seen nothing. Nothing, brother. 6 years in. Order. Let me speak, man.
You know what? I agree, Normski. You know I agree on this. That the fact that you haven't won a trophy is not good enough. Arsenal fans, look in for a second. Yeah, you're talking to a winner here. Yeah,
I absolutely do. I absolutely do.
The fact that you have not won, Arsenal, listen up. You haven't won a trophy in 6 years, apart from the FA Cup, is not good enough. Okay, but you fans are demanding this from Arteta, but your board have stood here and allowed him to do it. If your board had a winning mentality, they would never have stood for it. They would have sacked him year 3 or 4, whatever it was, when enough's enough, no excuses. You deliver or you're out, regardless of injuries, regardless of this or that, regardless of whoever's doing better or not. You sack him and you get somebody that can deliver, full stop. But you haven't. When I say you, I'm not talking about your fans. I'm talking about the ones above your fans, right? Now, it would be different now. Hold on, Lowski. It will be different, Arsenal fans, if you brought in the top of the top players. You know, a striker that is Harry Kane level, Haaland level. You know, you brought in wingers that are giving you Salah GA, Mbappe GA, and you bring in a top gaffer, but you're not doing those things. You're buying Trossard and you buy Noni Madueke, yeah, and you've got Norgard and Zubomendi, these guys, which sound like all nice, you know. Oh, he's got experience or da 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 da. But these are not killers. They're not. Okay, I
just think Arteta wants players that he can control and that.
Fair enough, Nosy, but your board allow it. rather than saying no, you're not. You know, you're not bringing this guy.
No,
You're not bringing
since Burton's come in, that's shifted because
but has it even been a year yet since Burton's been in?
No, but I'm saying he's coming and he's brought in players that we thought, because he said, all right, here you are. Here's the 200 whatever spent.
Yeah.
Now go and coach his side. He can't coach. He can't coach attacking players.
No, but that's not true. You're top of the league.
Yeah, but it's not down to our coaches. It's down to our defenders, bro. Scoring.
No, but that's scoring goals is attacking, no?
Yeah, I get that, but come on, you know what I'm talking about, man.
Look,
what I'm talking about. He does not.
Okay, Arteta's not a killer, but he's been allowed to drive. If Arsenal is your red Ferrari, your board have given him the keys and said you're going to drive us and win this race for us, right? You didn't go and
they've allowed it for 3 years. I'll blame the ball for not sacking him, But what it is, you've got a lot of top fans, and they're listening to this. You don't think they're going scouting through social media. The way they lord up this guy, Arteta, they support Arteta more than they support the club.
No, and that's if we're talking about the very best of. Can we stop talking about Ancelotti, please?
Because that's great. That's actually great. Arteta is a parachute holding back for our Ferrari. Exactly. Absolutely, man.
And if that's true, what I'm saying is, please don't miss what I'm saying is the very core of the direction of your club comes from the people that are above Arteta. Arteta is the guy that is the paid puppet, if you want to call him that.
He's not a puppet. I'll tell you this now. I'll tell you this now. He ain't a paid puppet. This man is running the club.
Okay.
I know you're gonna say. Again, why is the owners allowing him to do this? I know what I'm saying. But we're in a different world. Social media. The amount of journalists, the amount of guys that back this guy. No, what do we don't buy? The way they load up this guy, I'm telling you.
No, he's done well.
And the thing is, it starts from him because he turns around and says, "Oh, we've had the most amount of points in a calendar year. We've got the bet. We've outscored the Invincibles points wise and all that." He brings up all of these irrelevant stats, should I say, that don't lead to nothing.
And what are your
only stat I want to see? Is at the end of the season, I am seeing the club. Lift a trophy.
And if I was to bring this conversation to calmness, that needs to be what the people that pay him, the people that hire him, that needs to be their bottom line. Not, the ball is this size or Do you know what I mean? All these other things. Arteta, you could sell that to them. But for us, the only thing we want to see is Champions League or Premier League. If you can't deliver that in the league of 26, 27, sorry, mate. P45. Simple as that. I don't even want to hear it. Any excuse you give me, speed up your sacking.
Okay, so with you, if a guy that's on 15.6 million a year, and spent nigh on 1 point something billion, 3 billion on players over his tenure, and he wins a Carabao Cup, to say we go on and win the Carabao Cup, is that in your eyes enough to keep
don't downgrade it? You won the FA Cup. Let's go with that. Yeah.
Wait, we ain't with Unai Emery's men. Okay, we'll leave that. COVID Cup, yeah. All right. I'm just talking about. Let's talk about this cup. This cup right now. A lot of the top gooners are saying, I mean, we can put that aside. Even the FA Cup, they're saying, we can bin that. Our focus is on a major cup, as in the Champions League or the Premier League. I'm saying to you, if you, was the owner and Arteta just won the Carabao Cup and he didn't win nothing else, would you keep him?
No chance. But you're talking to a Chelsea man.
I know that because you've got standards. You have standards. You have standards for your club. But you have lower standards for our club because you've been telling me.
I haven't. I've given you a reality check.
You've been telling me.
No.
You've given me a range check. But the past. All right, we can always go back and look at some stuff, bro. Yeah?
No, we can. I haven't lowered the standards for your club. I've given you a reality check of where the direction of your standards should be going. The standards can only be raised if you look at your ownership and what they should be setting out as the standard for your club. The only way Arteta can be criticized for not delivering in 6 years is because he's been given the lifeline to do that. Do you understand? From a Chelsea fan, Ancelotti, in my opinion, the best owner in football history. If you are not delivering, you're out. I don't even care if you won the Premier League last season. Sixth this season won't do after. Ask Conte. He won the Premier League. Sacked the season after, despite winning the FA Cup. You finished fifth. Not good enough. Off you go. Off you pop. That's the standard here. We want to win.
I'll tell you this now. If we win the Premier League, but absolutely. If we win the Premier League this season, I expect you to go on, defend it, because there's always that PTSD thing of just dropping off big time. You look at Liverpool right now, right? Yeah. They've dropped off big time with the money that they've spent. Are the owners looking at it and saying, you know what? Now that Alonso's free, we might look at if where Liverpool finish, eventually they might finish top 4. Will the owners be going, well, you know what?
Well, it depends now, because Liverpool clearly don't mind, because they let Klopp have how long before he started delivering. Liverpool's I treat clubs depending on what
he won a lot earlier than in terms of major trophies than Arteta.
What the Premier League?
Yeah.
Oh, how long did it take Klopp to win the Premier League?
Well, it didn't take him 6 years.
And are you sure?
We'll go out when he put it in the guys. Put it in the chat. I haven't got.
How long did it take Klopp to win the first? The first in 30 years, by the way. The first in 30 years he delivered.
Yeah, but at the time, Klopp wasn't managing then. You know what I mean? They've gone through a series amount of managers. You know what I mean?
Okay. And when did Arsenal last win the Prem? Sorry,
22 years now.
22 years. And do you see why I'm trying to get you to look upwards, please? Because
I'll say this now. We've always had a problem with the owners under Wenger. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, Wenger had to cover for these guys. You know what I'm just saying? So we've always had a problem with them. Listen, given that when they did take over the club fully, I think it was 2019, whenever it was, they gave money. I mean, you've got to remember, Arteta is the most backed Arsenal manager in terms of spend
money.
Yeah, money wise,
money. Yeah. Wenger done magic with what he had.
Yeah. For what he did to keep us in the top 4 for 17 plus years is ridiculous.
Well done.
Now we're in a situation here, but I think what it is, coming second now is the new top 4. For Arsenal fans, I don't even know I got cheesed off with it. Well, as you well know, I didn't want Arteta here in the first place. Okay, because of obviously the fact that he didn't have the experience in that. I wanted somebody to take him. And to be honest, Ancelotti was available, but he ended up going to Everton. He's a washed-up manager. Everybody was saying he's a washed-up manager. He goes to Real Madrid. Look how many cups he's won. This is the most decorated manager in terms of European cups and whatever, and as a player as well. Ridiculous. Well, I feel if Ancelotti had these crop of players now, because these players are not back, they're good players. Yeah. And his man management and how he deals with it, I don't think one would have the amount of we wouldn't have the amount of injuries. And I think he would get these players playing. You're looking at the fact that they've come into and they've become system-based football. I'm saying if Ancelotti have taken over this club before Arteta,
I think if he brought his own players in,
and his culture came through, that's what I'm trying to say. Wenger ball. You look at Wenger ball and look at Arteta ball. I'm watching Wenger. I'm watching Wenger ball all day long.
Yeah,
all day long. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I got you. I don't.
There we go. Klopp won in the third year.
I think it was correct. I think it's fourth year. But still, it's still before Arteta. So well, I don't know. I personally don't think that the standards set by the board and what your standards are as fans are aligned. If they were, I would totally get it. But they're not. As I said, Arteta has stolen. In fact, he's got you guys believing even. He's got you believing. Yeah, let's have it right. You weren't believing under Emery. You weren't believing under Lundberg. You weren't, you know what I mean? You know he was just an interim. He's got you believing from 8th, 6th, wherever you did. And you've gotten too close without Prevail, right? I think I agree with you. If he doesn't win now, he should walk, or he should be sacked. But is that your board standard when they were?
Well, that's it. Listen, at the end of the day, Berta is there now, so I think Berta would have a lot.
And you better mind he don't walk. because if the board say we like Arteta, sorry, like Olympic, then
we'll have to judge it. We'll have to judge it at the end of the season.
And we've seen it happen at other clubs where you get these directors in. You know, Michael had Vivell. I'm sorry, Man United had Vivell. He walked. Tottenham had that Tim something. I can't remember his name.
Gerald?
Not Tim. Sorry.
Oh, you talked about the guy. The
guy that's now gone to
Patrici. Is it Patrici or whatever his name is? I can't remember.
I can't remember his name. But you know, look, Normski. At the end of the day, yes, Martin. Good to have you in the chat. At the end of the day, I get your frustration. The bottom line is you want to win as fans, and Arteta hasn't delivered that so far. And you will judge him once he does. And then even when he does, you want to see more of the same. That hasn't been an Arsenal standard for years. It hasn't been. And that's what I'm trying to get my head around. That has not been an Arsenal standard for years, not by your board anyway. Otherwise, you would have, whether the project is on par or whatever, you would have twisted long time ago. You would have.
Look, it's a massive. As I say, look, tonight it's an absolute massive game tonight. As I said, our record is not brilliant at all. In the semi-finals, and I think we need to change that narrative. Absolutely need to change that narrative, and it starts tonight. We've gone with a strong squad. Okay, we've got Kepa in goal. Let's hope that he doesn't have any mishaps. Sanchez, Sanchez. But I was talking with another guy, and he was sort of saying that Chelsea will be up for it as well. I think they're going to want to impress their manager first and foremost, and then obviously with the home crowd there, they're gonna expect an expectation of them coming out, and you will come out, as you said earlier on. They will come out as strong. You're not going to give us time on the ball, and it's how we now soak up that pressure. If we can soak up that pressure in the sort of the first 15, 20 minutes, and that, then we'll see, because that's the approach that he's gonna go down.
Or we'll be too up for it and get a red card again, because we don't know anything about discipline.
Well, listen, mate.
They don't know anything about discipline in this team. Nothing about discipline.
What's the betting of you getting a red card tonight? That's
man, that's free money. That's free money.
That's absolutely crazy. But look, we've talked enough about our team and whatever. May the best team win. It'll be us.
You know me. I'll be. If you hear from me, it's because it's a good result. If you don't,
I know that's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem. I don't want to hear from you. I'll be shutting off. But furthermore, right, when you speak to your brother-in-law, right, just one other thing. Right, he might be watching this, but when you speak to Sean, man only wants to video call me, FaceTime me, when Arsenal win, and it's all Arteta. It's all Arteta. Soon as we draw in that game. Soon as we betting on Cooker to be sent off. Soon as we draw that game, I rings him up. Man, don't want to even have a conversation with me. Man cuts me off. Try to ring him up. Man cuts me off. So
no, you can't be calling him for a draw though.
No, I'm not. I'm calling for a draw because I'm calling him to state that it was an absolute stink fest of a game that we played.
You think so?
And you think so? It was that Liverpool game. It was a stink fest.
Nah, you had chances in the first half. Let's put some. Let's put some.
You drinking the Kool-Aid, bro?
No. I remember.
No, man, you're drinking the Kool-Aid, brother.
Saka was cooking. Saka was cooking first half. Of course he was.
Oh, he went round a player once, and that was it. That was it.
Have some respect, Norms. You're talking to the Premier League champions. These are the Premier League champions. You can't have only for
They were there for the taking, and we didn't do business. We weren't on business. We didn't do what we needed to do, and that's what annoys me about our club. When it matters, we don't do it. So as soon as I ring him up, he don't want to know. As soon as I talk about his illustrious manager, man don't want to know. So you know what I mean? It is what it is. So Sean, if you're watching this, bro, I guarantee if we slap you tonight, I guarantee, and I'll tell you this now. Let me tell you now, Sean. I will not be answering it. You can ring my daughter. I will not be speaking to you. Simple things, right? That's all I've got to say on that. But
Arsenal fans, you need to choose a side, man. It's how you. I think in a season like this, you erase or you put a pin in what's happened in previous seasons. Okay, things are going well for you this season. Okay,
you're just park it and just
put a pin in it. put a pin in it, and you warn Arteta that if you don't deliver this season, we're going to add all of the tax from all the 5 seasons before on this crashing. But you see now, top of the league, still in all 4 comps.
Yeah.
Let's just take it game by game, and that's what I would want from you, because this is a.
I want. That's what I'm trying to say. I want to take it game by game.
This is a title run,
and this is our opportunity tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Yours to lose.
Something to get into our first final in 6+ years. And then we'll see where we go from there. Listen, at the moment, Man City, you know, they're looking good, even though they've lost defenders and players in the back. But you know, they've gone and got Semenyo. I don't know if do you think they'll go for Mark Key from Crystal Palace?
They'll go for him.
Yeah, you see, I mean,
they'll go for him.
Yeah, I think that's it. They can be got at though. I'm not gonna lie, they can be got at because Newcastle did have a few chances. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So they can be got at, but the problem is keeping them out the other end. That is the major problem. What is it? Top one. Let's read that one. Top of the league against Liverpool without a striker. Chelsea with 10 men. We didn't even dominate those 2 games. 2-4. Absolutely. That's true. That is true. Absolutely. That is true. Yeah. And it is what it is. But listen,
there's an argument that Chelsea with 10 men in that particular game, we looked better than if we had 11.
Yeah, you did. You did.
And that's
just down to Arteta's PTSD. That's what it is, bro. It's down to PTSD.
No.
We'd have to do a separate show for us to
we do
a real conversation about this, because until we can meet in the middle,
and one day we will. I think this season will be. Because, I tell you what, I'll say it here and live on the show. If you don't win a major trophy, whether that's the Prem or the UCL, not the FA Cup don't count, Pro Bowl Cup don't count, Champions League offer, I will come out here and defend your case for Arteta that he's not good enough to your club. But should you win one of those, I expect this talk to calm right down. Okay, what I expect from you, Arsenal fans, not that you care what you expect.
Don't tell me to apologize. Please do not tell me to apologize. I will not be. I'm just warning you now.
That's a red button. I'm going to wait to push that button. Yeah, but what I do expect you Arsenal fans to do, and it will feel a lot better if you did this, is to get behind your players and your manager whilst you're genuinely in a title run. Yeah, when you win at the end of the season, that will. I think it's strange to criticize right to the end and then go, "Wait, I think that's strange."
No. I'm gonna say this. Yeah,
that's strange.
If you watch my match reactions, if we win, I say brilliant, well done, Arteta, well done, players, and that. If we lose and it's down to the players or down to Arteta, I'm gonna criticize. You see it as it is. You call it as it is.
No, and that's what it is. Game.
It's not like Arteta winner. Say, for instance, Arteta wins a go. I want him out. I don't say. I said, well done. Keep it going. Prove me wrong. I have to say, prove me wrong. That's what I want to do.
Disingenuous.
Prove me wrong.
Why that's disingenuous is.
So you're saying I'm going to sit back and just accept what it's.
No.
So am I allowed to criticize constructive criticism?
We can talk about the good and the bad, but the bad outweighs the good, even when the good is
on
really
our side. Because you're hearing from me, but
for example, when you beat Aston Villa 4-1,
you need to listen to these top gooners, bro.
No.
You'll see it's the other way round.
It's worse.
Exactly.
But no, I'm not. I'm talking about all of the whole majority fan base. You know what I'm saying? I'm. If you're on a title run, you don't understand. Okay, maybe I'm not making it clear. I haven't been involved in a title run in almost 10. Not even involved. You get me? The man them are trying to get me gassed in November, and I'm trying to tell them, no, don't do this to me. I've been on Normski with the glasses. Go look at the videos. Normski ain't taking them down. I'll send you the link. Yeah, I've been through Graham Potter, Frank Lampard. Normski, you have to let me crash this out now. Yeah, I've been through Graham Potter, Frank Lampard. Yeah, they made me crash my legend. Yeah, because he just took the bullets because of the club is being run so bad. Pochettino. Yeah, Enzo Maresca now, and now I have to deal with Liam Rosen. I'm telling you what I think I can be optimistic about Liam, who supports Man United. He's Sir Alex Ferguson. You're gonna let me crash this ball. You're gonna let me yeah? No. I've been here being optimistic, and I'm saying I have not been in a title run. Big D's not been in a title run. Chile's probably left the chat. He ain't been in a title run. Yeah. And here's Arsenal that's been in a title run, believing, and that's what football's all about, believing for a little while, even if it doesn't quite land. Yeah. At the end of the day, you go out on the weekend. For some guys, this football stuff is an escape from reality. You go to the Emirates and you're singing North London forever every single week, and more time you're winning more than you're losing. No, I'm crashing it, Normski. You're winning more than you're losing. Yeah, you're winning more than you're losing. A draw is a loss in Arsenal's world right now. That's how good you've got it. A draw's a loss over there. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
See my face.
Get behind the team, get behind the manager, and when you win this. No, this is a serial crash out. This could be clipped. This might go viral. Normski. I'm done.
Am I bothered?
I'm not doing that every. I'm done.
Am I bothered?
Am I bothered? I can't find the glass. Yeah. So there you are.
Look.
There you are.
Listen.
I'm hot now.
A lot of teams are being knocked out of the FA Cup. Nottingham Forest being a big scout by Wrexham. Wrexham doing well. What's his name's? What's the owner? Ryan O'Neill, who owns Wrexham, top Hollywood actor. Blah blah blah. They're living the dream. Nottingham Forest get knocked out. We play them next at the weekend. So come on, Arsenal. Is
it that soon?
I'm just quickly looking at it. Right?
Is it that soon that you play them? Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Saturday.
Oh, really?
Saturday. Macclesfield taking out Crystal Palace. Yes. That was another good one.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the big games. Newcastle. No, that one. That was not the Newcastle one. What was the other one? Was there any other big scalps? No, there was no other big scalps.
No,
I think that was. There was not really no other. Oh yeah, big as I appreciate the passion, mate. Listen, yeah. It is what it is. He's Arteta's lawyer. I'm telling you, he's his defense lawyer.
Hey, listen, man, I had to crash it, Norms.
He's Arteta's defense lawyer. Just want to finish with this, guys, because I'm conscious I've got a game on. Man United. It's just quickly. Man United, bringing in Michael Carrick as their new interim manager. No new manager bounce from the red side. Fletcher comes in. They draw against Burnley. They're now got. If we add up their games for the season, it will be 40 games. This hasn't been done since 19 whatever. I can't remember the year. Yeah, they will play a total of 40 games because they've been knocked out of the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. Michael Carrick is coming in. He's been appointed interim manager. And if you look, I'm just going to share this. This is the wrong one. Where is it? Where is it? This one. I think is it this one? Okay. So let me just remove the banner so everyone can see that. So since Fergie has stepped down in 2013, these are all the managers that have been the interim, caretaker, and whatever. And he just can't. They just can't do it. And probably the most successful one out there you'll probably say Jose Mourinho winning their first Europa League Cup. So completing the all the cups in Europe and that. Ralph Rangnick was trying to change it, but lots of stuff came out there. A lot of player power. Van Nistelrooy came in as a caretaker after Erik ten Hag. Who won evidently, he won a cup for them, an FA Cup and a Carabao Cup. Ruben Amorim, probably the worst manager since World War II.
Horrible
and he ends up, So I think the thing is, what I'm essentially saying, right, is with all of these managers and everything, Carrick is going to come in. Looks like he's going to be there to the end of the season. Owen Goles will appear tonight. If you know, big up Kwanzaa. That's our new striker. If they're out of all the competitions, do you think they'll have a chance to make top four this season with Michael Carrick at the helm? And if he does get them to top four, do you think they might do the same thing they did with Solskjaer in giving him a permanent, or do you think they're going to look for a complete new manager in the summer? What do you think is going to be on the minds? And again, the owners, Glazers, Ineos are at fault into the way they're running this club. You've got two, same like split. The fans are split. Top Reds, cautious Reds. Same with Arsenal, top Reds and cautious Gooners. What do you think? Big D likes to will point the finger at Sir Alex Ferguson for allowing David Moyes to come in and take this. What he should have done is maybe bringing him for a year so he could get used to it. He gets sacked in his first year. Do you know what I mean? Finishing out of the top 4 and that. So it hasn't been great for all these managers. And now they're on to what looks like their 11th manager, and comes someone that could be their 12th. So, what do you just quickly think on that? Quickly,
not. I don't need a lot of time on this. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't look because they're being run by jokers. And they will tell you this, United fans. They're if any of us are complaining about our ownership, Chelsea, Arsenal, even Liverpool in parts, United have it deep. And maybe even too deep, to the stage where I don't even know if Ineos are really running the show like that. I don't know. I'm not convinced that they understand. And you would believe that Ineos, came from a big footballing sort of an example. Nice, their sister club, isn't run that well. So, I worry about United. And if you look at that list of managers, out of the last 10, they probably had 2 top tier, being Van Gaal and Mourinho. The rest of them, they're not serial winners. They're not. So I don't know. Even Amorim, he done well in Portugal, not too bad. But wrong appointment. It didn't align. The fact that he wanted to do one thing and the ownership wanted to do another, it just didn't align. So I'm worried for United from a neutral. If I was a neutral, they're not. But Carrick will come in and do the basics. I think they'll pick up some results.
That's what I think. I mean, listen, they got a massive game at the weekend, and the Man City derby, 12:30 kickoff. They were absolutely doing us a favor if if they stop Man City, or even maybe say get a draw. I mean, that would be really interesting. Do you know what I mean? But, I mean, so much has gone on. With them. Let me just open this up and then close that. Let's put that back. All right, let's get that back there. Just remove that for a second. Yeah, I mean, so much has gone on there, and I mean, it's a club that's been such a great club, but it's a mess at the moment. It's a mess at the moment.
Michael Carrick got sacked from Middlesbrough.
Yep.
And now he's getting the job at United as I know it's an interim, but he's still got half a season.
I think they're saying that he knows the club, he knows the work.
What does that mean now?
No, they say that he knows the club. I mean, he came in when I think Jose Mourinho was there, wasn't it? And then he got, then he left.
Got the job after for a bit.
Yeah, he got the job after. You know what I mean? So,
Fairs.
I don't know. We don't know. He could well get it. You know what I mean? He could well get the job.
Well, if our under 21s manager can get a point from City,
that's a statement from them. The club hierarchy, led by Director of Football James, wanted someone who knows the club, who has experienced the pressure and the expectation, who would feel comfortable in a difficult environment where the spotlight is blinding and where the mood among the fan base is still filled with frustration, remembering glorious past. And that is the story of the fan base and the story of managers coming in, especially the last one. And then just to finish with this, Michael Carrick was up front and in centering that glorious past as a player. Under Sir Alex Ferguson, he won 5 Premier League titles. So he's well decorated. 1 Champions League, 1 Europa League, 1 FA Cup, 2 League Cups, 1 World Cup. His first taste of coaching was at Old Trafford under Mourinho, and he had short stints as caretaker boss either side of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's spell in charge. United bosses are confident as they can be that he will not be fazed by the environment he's stepping back into, and maybe that is the case. That is the case. I mean,
not one statement about where they expect him to finish this season. Not one statement. It's all that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what this is.
We want someone that can come and paper over the cracks, basically, whilst we.
It feels that way. It absolutely feels that. I mean, listen, the Big D and JP are more what's the name to talk
their
about
position
from the outside looking in. From the outside looking in,
And they look
is
good.
it going to be the same old, same old? But I think they need that Champions League, because if they don't get it, it's going to be problems, trying to go for a decent coach and getting decent players in the summer. I mean, a lot of the players that they bought in, I mean, Bembo's doing well. Cunha's jumped up a little bit.
Yeah,
getting a little bit frustrated.
I get a bit of an attitude problem with Cunha.
Yeah. I
feel like if he's not the main man, he kind of tunes out of games. Where Bruno's back, he's like,
Yeah,
all right.
That's interesting. So listen, it is interesting, but listen, I'm just going to quickly go to the people you can't see, but this is the Big D would have done this. This is the Premier League fantasy. What's going on Premier League fantasy shout out, which Big D would normally do, but obviously he's not feeling too well, so he's in bed tucked up. But he probably is watching this as we speak. But at the top is Berto Verts on, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 2 there. They've sort of stayed in the same position. Somebody's gone up fifth. Andy Davies has jumped up to fifth. Junior Moore, Cunha wins the league. Well, I doubt if that's going to happen. Big up to Junior. Robert Publisher's gone down. Is that Godvia Warriors as well? Malcolm X has jumped up to ninth. Wow. And that's my missus, but she's J John. So Malcolm X, pause on that. It's not that kind of thing, you know what I mean? And then if you drop down to 11th, you got You Never Walk Alone, Red Beast. That's Kofi Asada. He's dropped down. And also Thomas the Frank Engine is dropped down. Curry Goat United, Delroy, he's gone up to 11th. So that's where we're at the moment. As you're in 18th, it's not staying good. In that same position. Not good. But it is what it is. And then lastly, guys, before you all go and watch the big game tonight, just to look at what's going on prediction league table, game week 21. Chile has jumped above me. He's now on the same amount of points as Big D. I'm in third on 16 points, with Kofi on 15, Ez on 10, JP on 7. So JP, bro, it's looking peak for you. 2 forfeits incoming, unless you can catch Ez. The only problem is that with JP, he keeps going for Man United, and they keep letting him down time.
Well, so do I. My fast.
Look at yours, man. All reds, brother. That reminds me of red cards there. That's crazy, bro. That's absolutely crazy. But it is what it is. But people, thank you for sticking with us. There's a massive game on tonight.
Yeah. We're
gonna step from here, go and sit in front of that big screen and watch Arsenal beat Chelsea at the Bridge. Sure, it's gonna be a lot of noise. I'm sure Ez is going to have his little one. He's been posting on Insta, his little one. Watching football. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'll tell you, if he's watching Arsenal, that's probably a good way to get him off to sleep. I'm not saying that, man. And big up to your missus, Jarno. Tell her, give her love every time. Big Arsenal supporter. That's going to be interesting. You two sitting down with the baby in the middle. Calm down, everybody. Calm down, everybody. But listen, people, please smash the like button, subscribe and share if you're new. On the road to 1K. We'll be back next week with a new What's Going On podcast. Hopefully we'll have the people back. As I say, big up to Big D. Obviously couldn't make it tonight. Big up to Kofi. Big up to Chile. Big up to JP, and also Ez, thank you for coming on tonight. I know you've got a lot of favorite duties and all of that, but it is what it is. But you've come on to support me, and I really appreciate it. But listen, people, take care, and we'll see you on the next podcast. God bless.